והנה, now, אף על פי כן, נזכר גם Aharon בדיבור אל פרעה, ומוישה ביציאת מצרים. Even though we said that Moshe is the main guy, so to speak, to talk to Pharaoh, and Aharon was the main guy to take out the Jewish people from Egypt, even so, it's also mentioned Aharon when talking to Pharaoh and Moshe when taking out the people from Egypt. Why? משום שכדי לפעול את העניין בשלמותו, צריך אחד לעזרת השני. Because in order to have the thing in its complete way, one needs the help of the other one. What does that mean? בכדי שהדיבור לפרעה יפעל את פעולתו בשלמות, in order for the words of Moshe to Pharaoh should have the effect in a complete way. What does that mean? What's a complete effect? That Pharaoh should let the people go from Egypt. It's not enough that Pharaoh should be annulled, destroyed completely. No. That's the idea of Moshe Rabbeinu was such strong thing, etc. No. There has to be a thing of elevating from below to above Pharaoh. So Moshe Rabbeinu brings from up down. Aharon brings from down up. That's the general thing. But even so, you need both movements in both cases. Talking to Pharaoh, need up and down, and bringing out the Jewish people from Egypt, you need up and down. Parenthesis, because after all, going out of Egypt is elevating. It's going from the south to the north or whatever. It's elevating. So it's not enough to destroy Pharaoh. That's not the point. I mean, the word is not enough. The point is not to destroy Pharaoh. And the Rebbe is like setting up the stage, so to speak, to see what should we do with Bnei Noach. Because you might think, look, Pharaoh is the same thing as Bnei Noach. Destroy them. That's it. That's the there's like a expression, Shvirasam zeu takanasam. Destroying this thing, that's the way you fix this thing. There are certain things you have to destroy them, and that's the way you fix them. But here, this is not the point. The point is not to destroy Pharaoh. No, this is what the Rebbe is saying right now. So the same thing applies to Bnei Noach. The Jewish thought is not destroy all the non-Jews in the world. That's it. Forget it. No. You have to elevate them. Which, understanding it, I mean, the Rebbe is talking to Jewish people over there, to Jewish rabbis and everything. It's a very strong change of mind. Very strong. Because I'm not saying that this is the only place where this idea appears. No, it's not. It appears also before. But the Rebbe is saying this in a public meeting, in a public setting up, etc., saying, hey, we have to go out to the world and elevate non-Jews. This is what the Rebbe is saying. He's going to say it clearly. It's like a chidush. It's like something new. Okay, so it's not, in a maspik, says the Rebbe, it's not enough to destroy, annul Pharaoh. You have to elevate him. The same thing happens in the work of Aharon, bringing out the Jewish people from Egypt. The objective of this elevation is that it should be a giving of the Torah. As it's written, how do you know that the objective of going out of Egypt was to give Torah? Because the Torah says, when you bring out the Jewish people, the people from Egypt, you should serve God in this mountain. That's the objective. Now, what's Matan Torah? The inyan Matan Torah noahide. The idea of the giving of the Torah is something from above to below, even though the going out of Egypt is from below to above, but receiving the Torah is from above to below. As it's written, alluded at least in the word Anoichi, which is the first word of the Ten Commandments. Adna nafshi ksavi zihavis. If the Talmud says, the Gemara says that this is actually 4 Aramaic words. Anna means me, nafshi is myself, ksavis in these writings, Yehavis. I gave myself. There are other explanations also, but it's one of them. What does that mean? Shal yedei matan Torah loikhim esas Musa izbarach. through the giving of the Torah, now you can grab the essence of God, His essence. ומשום זה, אין מספיק עניון של אהרון, because of this, because going out of Egypt is such a powerful thing, it's such a deep thing, that it's not just going out of a country, it's rather bringing down the essence of God down here and being able to grab the essence of God. It's not enough, the job of Aharon, of going from below up. It's not enough. You also need the thing of Moshe. You need both things. Torah, which Moshe's thing is Torah. And with this we can also understand what the Zohar is very precise with the words. And also it's brought in the chassidic discourses that the Rebbe quoted in the beginning of the discourse. The Zohar says like this: Madua ne'emar hu Aharon u Moshe v'goimer hu Moshe ve'Aharon. Why does it say first Aharon, then Moshe, etc., then Moshe, Aharon, etc.? V'lo ne'emar hem lashon rabim. Say they in plural, and that's it. Why do you have to say the two names all the time? We know the two names already. They're written in the story, so just say they. Al derech ma shekosov hem hamedavrin. Just as it's written in other verses, they are the ones that talk to Pharaoh, etc. Vehu, why is that? Mishum shepeulas shneihem betachlis ha'isachdus. Because the effect, the work of both of them, it's completely united. What does that mean? The gamam shacha shleimusa be'aloeh. Also projection from above to below, its completeness is when it goes from below to above. The same thing the other way. The real projection is when it also goes down from below to above. The real going from below to above is when you project something. And we could say, this is also what our sages said, that in many places first comes the name of Moshe, and in many places first comes the name of Aharon. Why? Is to teach you that they're both the same. They're both equal. Not the same, but equal. That is, not just that they are equal in their virtue, like very high spiritual people. No. They are united. In singular written Moshe, he is Moshe and Aharon, and it's in singular, he is Aharon and Moshe. Because
they have to work. They have to work together.
Yes, they have to work together, and both expressions have to be over there, present, in order to have a complete thing. Otherwise, you're not getting a complete thing. Now, Agam שלפעמים מקדימים מוישה לאהרון, ולפעמים מקדימים אהרון למוישה, even though sometimes we precede Moshe to Aharon, and sometimes Aharon to Moshe, Omru Razal said our sages, and we just explained that's because they're both in the same level, so to speak, even though they're not the same, but in the same level. מכל מקום, גם בזה גופה מובן שיש מקום לבאר שבמקום שהוזכר מוישה בתחילה שם הוא העיקר, ובמקום שהוזכר אהרון תחילה שם הוא העיקר. Even though they're like balanced, so to speak, but we have to explain why in some places Moshe is first, and some places Aharon is first. Why? So in the first line of the page 769, you have to explain that in the places where Moshe comes first is because he's the main thing, and in the places where Aharon comes first, he is the main thing. Okay, they're the same. Yeah, very nice. But sometimes this one comes first and this one comes first. So that's because that's the main thing.
Yeah.
In the same way, in the midst, in the commandment of respecting your father and your mother, or fearing your father and your mother, two different commandments. The Bechivud, when the Torah is talking about honoring your parents, it says, it's written, you should honor your father, first your father, and then your mother. But when it's talking about fear, it says, Ish imoy ve'oviv tirou. The Torah says the other way, you should fear your mother and your father. Why? Even though the Midrash gives an answer to this question, because they're both the same. Both mother and father are actually the same. Mikol Makem, even so, Pirush Rashi explained, Al Ish Imoy ve'oviv tirou, when the Torah is talking about fearing your mother first and then your father. Why? Rashi says, Kan hikdim aim la'av, in this commandment of fear, the Torah says first the mother and then the father, because God knows that a son fears his father more than his mother. And when he's talking about honoring, first comes the father and then the mother. Why? Rashi explains, because God knows, it's revealed in front of him, that a son honors much more his mother than his father. I mean, son, daughter, it's the same thing, but this is the wording of the text, so to speak. So when it comes to honoring, of course you're going to honor your mother. So God has to say, go honor your father. When he talks about fearing, of course the son fears his father. So you have to say, go fear your mother also. So we see that even though they're the same, actually, you have to give honor and fear both your father and the mother, but they're not exactly the same. One comes first on these issues, and the other one comes first on different issues. The same thing you can say about Moshe and Aharon. Even though they're like, so to speak, quote unquote, the same, but for some things, Moshe is the main thing, and for some things, Aharon is the main thing. In this place, the Rebbe is bringing a proof like from Scripture itself and from the commentaries of the Scripture, that you can effectively say that if Torah mentions something first, it's because it's the main thing. And in a different places, Torah can mention some other thing first. That's because in that place, that thing is main thing. That's what the Rebbe wants to prove. According to this, you can see, comes out that the emphasis of the Scripture is to change the nature. What is the Torah out to do with us? Change your nature. The Magdim in ze she'etzlo tzarich liyos yoser shinui hateva bishvil lekayim. The Torah clearly brings first that issue, that detail that requires you more to change your nature to fulfill it. But naturally, you honor your mother. Naturally, you fear your father. Okay, comes the Torah and says, no. I want you to change your nature. Go fear your mother and honor your father. So it requires like more work on your part. That's what the Torah is looking for. This is what the Rebbe is saying. That's what the Torah is looking for. Go change your nature.
Yeah.
This issue of changing your nature, it's a very important thing in the work, in serving God. How do you know that? As it's brought in Keser Shem Tov. Keser Shem Tov is a book that gathers teachings of the Baal Shem Tov. The Baal Shem Tov, founder of Chassidus, didn't write anything. He just spoke. Certain students wrote many of his teachings, and there's a book called Keser Shem Tov, the Crown of Shem Tov. Of the Baal Shem Tov. He brings from Rav Saadia Gaon. Rav Saadia Gaon lived in Iraq, year 900, 800, so to speak. Vehu davar pele. This idea, within brackets, it's something very strange. We don't find anything like this in the whole Chassidus. In a general way, it's not common in Chassidic teachings to mention what's the source, where this comes from, where this idea comes from. I mean, we don't usually mention the author of such a idea. This idea, this guy said it, this idea, no. Verak, only, in very scarce places, very few places, we mention the source of the ideas. And in general, the ideas that are mentioned, who wrote them or who said them, are the ideas brought in the name of Reb Saadia Gaon. This is weird, said the Rebbe. This is very strange. Very strange. Maybe we can connect this with that which is brought in many places. Look at these words, are very interesting. I still did not find the source for this, said the Rebbe. I don't know where it comes from. People say that the Baal Shem Tov himself was a reincarnation of Reb Saadia Gaon. That's what people say. I did not see it written anywhere. I did not see the source for this. This is what people say. That's why the only, I don't know, I didn't learn everything, so I cannot say the only one, but the Rebbe is saying one of the very few that are actually quoted with name in Hasidus is the Rasag. Reb Saadia Gaon. So, okay, let's go back. What does the Baal Shem Tov say in the name of Reb Saadia Gaon? The main reason why God created the man in this world it's to break down, to destroy, to really break your natural qualities, your natural emotions. That's why you were created. That's what is written. Hashem tells Abraham, go out of your land, from the place you were born. What you have to go out from is the nature with which you were born. That's what it says. You have to change your nature. Go out of your nature. And just as is explained in many places about this verse, Lech Lecho, go out, etc. The idea of this verse is go out of your nature. The same thing we find in the words of our Rebbe. I'll translate it in a second. This line can take like hours. It's brought. What's the whole thing of Hasidus? What did the Alter Rebbe, the Baal Shem Tov want with Hasidus? So there are two expressions that they look the same and they are really, really very different. Last line of the paragraph. Leshanos teva midoisav. This means to change the nature of your qualities, of your attributes, qualities, your emotions. Or another option, midoisav ativim. Your natural qualities. Is not the same the nature of your qualities than your natural qualities. It's not the same. What's the difference? Just to finish the translation, like the two wordings brought in Likutei Diburim. Likutei Diburim is a book of the writings of the previous Rebbe. So he brought these two ideas. What's the difference? Each one of us, every human being, has midos. Midos means the emotional part of each one of us. Some more developed, some less developed, it doesn't matter. It's midos, qualities. Now, the nature of our qualities as human beings, like regular people, very, very simple regular people, is to enjoy natural and physical things. We enjoy eating, we enjoy sleeping, we enjoy drinking, whatever. Each person has different things that he enjoys. Again, I'm talking at a very, very simple level, very low and simple level, on purpose. A person likes eating, a person likes sleeping, whatever. Okay, that's the nature of a human being, regular, simple human being. So comes Hasidus and says, wait, don't eat like an animal. Animals also eat. Animals also sleep. Eat and sleep, because God created you in a way that you need to eat and you need to sleep. But go eat like a human being, not like an animal. And go eat and go sleep like a human being, not like an animal. No, like a bear sleeps for the whole winter. Now, don't sleep the whole winter. Wake up in the morning and do your job, whatever, serve God, do whatever you want to do, I don't care. But sleep like a human being, not like an animal. That means leshanos teva midoisav. That means to change the nature of your emotions, qualities. Be a human being. Don't be an animal. You have, each one of us has a animalistic part. Okay, that's true. And in Tanya says nefesh abahamis, whatever. It doesn't matter. The animal soul. Okay, that's true. Don't be an animal. That's the first language, so to speak. Second one, midoisav ativim. Each one of us has a combination, a different one. That's what makes the life nicer. Each one of us is different. And each one of us has a different balance of how much chesed, how much kindness, how much severity. Each one of us is different. Okay, so midoi savativ, in this combination that you have, change it. And both ideas remain at the same time. It's not that one takes out of the other one. No. Both ideas are true, and both ideas work at the same time. It's just one is deeper than the other one, because okay, I can try stop being an animal and try to behave like a human being. That's fine. I'll try it. But if you are like if your nature is to become angry quickly, change it. Don't do it anymore. And that has nothing to do with being an animal or not being an animal. No. I don't want you to be angry anymore. And if your nature is to be like a cold person, like you sit and you just sleep and you don't care about anything, change it. Don't be like that. That's chassidus. Of course, there are things we have to change, things we don't have to change. We have to